Well, hello, and welcome to week four. We're moving along here, and what I want to do today is I want to go into the next assignment you have, because one of the things I did uh, that I looked over the weekend, and I thank you all, is that you went in and you put together your proposal. Okay. Of the three groups I have, all of them are different, okay? And they're unique. And I kind of like that because it's not like a little cookie cutter type of thing. You all went in different directions, okay? One team actually has a stakeholder, that an actual stakeholder that they're working with, okay? Uh, the second group is looking at a larger corporation, and they are looking at the strategic uh, ideas of a larger corporation. And I like the strategic value. It's actually Lego, and Lego has a really nice strategies that looks towards building creativity with with children, because I've got grandchildren. I'm working with Legos for them all the time. Okay, so that's a big thing. One has an actual stakeholder that are in contact with that stakeholder that's developing kind of a concept behind building also a series on publications for a specific topic that really relates to our type of technology, and deals with artificial intelligence. And that stakeholder is writing various books and fictional books towards that. And third group just deals with a mid-range type of company, or maybe a smaller mid-range type of company that is using an app, and is how it relates to their customers. So I really like the cross, um, the cross differences between all the particular things, and looking forward to your um, you know to hitting all the points of being able to develop a proposal and provide that proposal to help out and to kind of build an enterprise strategy. Uh, so right now, I haven't put a grade on them yet, but all the proposals look good. And just basically working as a team, following the guidelines from the in terms of developing the proposal, the guidelines that you see in the Rube Bernstein book, and I have it right in front of me. I do this all the time. When I teach this, I have my book. I have this book in front of me. I really like this book in terms of what they do in terms of developing a proposal, because it hits all the marks. And keep in mind, some of the marks you may not hit. Some of the ones you're not going to be specific around this, but we have to look at that. Okay. Um, for the starfish period, which is tomorrow and ends tomorrow, you will get results from me. And if you put in a proposal, your name's on that team proposal, and that it looks to me like you participated, you're just going to get to keep up the good work, because this is just an initial type of thing. Okay, so that's specifically what I'm looking at. I pulled all the proposals. I have all the proposals in front of me, and I'll look at that as something going forward. And as I said, the proposals are good. You looked at the problem areas. You looked at basically specifically what you need to do, and now you have to move towards that. Now that you have a problem situation, okay, you really got to start to look at your stakeholders. You got to look at the expectations, because keep in mind now is that you have to now look at who your end users are, who your customers are, who your executives are, okay, and how it all maps to the strategy that you're trying to push forward to. And strategy is more of a 5-year type of thing, okay? Right now, things are humming along very nicely, but They want to enhance it. They want to, they want to have a better presence. They want to build more customers. They want to have better customer satisfaction. Okay. For the one group that has the application that they're working with helping out, situations with renters. Okay. How do you engage your renters? How do you engage the the people that are basically using their apps to be able to handle uh, all the situations that happen when you're dealing with that specific dwelling. Okay. So now what you do is you start to look at, and first of all, you got to look at, first of all, what are the goals? What is the strategic? What are the things that you have? Okay. Because keep in mind is that, and I want to highlight functional requirements. Okay. Functional requirements are must have. This is to be able to operate the business. Okay. You'll see non-functional requirements. In a lot of cases, the little things beyond this, okay, are non-functional requirements because they're not must have. Okay. But some of them are. Okay. I mean, when you look at security, all right, security still is really considered a non-functional requirement, but man, you have to have it with what you're doing. Okay. So now what you have to do is you have to start now. What you really have to do is now walk this process. Okay. You have to look at whatever process you're trying to make recommendations to go from an as is system to a to be system, whatever you propose for them to look at, okay, how to be able to better their strategy, okay. You need to start to first look at the as is system. What do these people need? What does this enterprise need to function efficiently? And then what you're going to do is you're going to increase efficiency. And then from all of those specific requirements, you're going to have to be able to do that. So that's what you're looking at right now. Right now, basically, what you're looking at is, let's look at the as is system. Let's look at, all the specific things that they need, okay, and what all these requirements are. Because if you have an end user, you have a customer that expects this day-to-day type activity, and you come in and try to enhance this is a change, and people hate changes, and they fear change because change is that it freaks them out. They are so used to what's happening today. Okay. So before you come in and you say you want to make some changes, you got to look at what's happening right now. And that's kind of the challenge that you have to be able to do that. Okay. And that's going in, examining the enterprise, looking, it's like walking an assembly line. Okay, standing up on a catwalk of an assembly line and looking to see what the procedures are. And you need to look at, what are the points that enhance this process, and what are some of the points that need to be improved that maybe can enhance it even more. And these are all the things that you have to look at in terms of how this business, how this enterprise operates. Okay. So that's kind of your challenge. It is due, I think I put a 21st due date on it, but as I mentioned, don't get hung up on due dates. Get hung up on basically following the milestones and moving towards the means to an end. Okay. And that end is basically finishing up your proposal and being able to do a stakeholder type presentation. So that's what you're looking at. All right. And, keep up with the readings. The readings are good. And the, the, all the other specific readings that we have, that talks about what we have in terms of enterprise integration, because times we didn't have that. keep up with that. And that's part of the quizzes. And I've got a couple case studies you can look at. All right. So that's it for today. Again, always, if you have any questions, send me an email. And the other thing is as a start meeting as a group. And if you want to meet with me, I have one mandatory meeting that you have for me, but you can have more that we can have to be able to sit down and talk about your project individually. All right. Have a great week.
Unknown caller.